Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Relatable Relationships. Today we're going to be discussing relationships, making or breaking. Before I begin, I want to give a disclaimer. I'm going to be speaking for the majority of relationships in the world, not those in abusive or toxic relationships that are so heartbreaking and are out of your control. There are relationships that I wouldn't wish on anyone at all. So this speaks to those who don't have factors like abuse or toxicity or any of those related subjects. I had a few reach out to me regarding this, stating that it was unthoughtful and hurtful of me to talk about this in a recent post. Although I understand where they are coming from, I am not here to pinpoint anyone, to tell you what God has planned for you or accuse you of anything. I don't know what's personal in your life and what it looks like. That's between you and God. But I do know that what I'm about to say stands true in regards to marriage relationships. First of all, I'm in a marriage relationship myself. I've seen it in my own life. Secondly, I've talked with many others who are older and more experienced than I, who agree. Thirdly, if this speaks to your conscience, don't lash out at me. Take it up with God. Alright, here we go. Over the last month, there's one reality that has become extremely apparent to my husband and I. That is, Satan is hardcore attacking marriages. In the last few weeks, I now know of 5 couples that are either splitting up or have had some really rough things happen in their life, in their marriage specifically. This is not to knock them down, but it is extremely sad. In today's world, there is nothing that honors the marriage covenant anymore. There's no commitment. If you are happy, you leave. One commonality I've observed throughout is that each of these persons in said relationships claim to be Christians and to hold those values, but almost none of those individuals are actually acting on what they hold. Christ is not the center, they are not seeking Him in their lives, and they are acting in many selfish ways. Now, if that isn't the recipe for destroying a relationship, I don't know what is. Again, I'm not faulting them, for I have been guilty of that in my own life. But it is a wake-up call, at least to me. For I myself can be easily capable of any of those things that I just listed. We are all sinners, we all have that same heart, and I'm not putting myself above that. Some questions that I have challenged myself with recently are these. Number 1, do I have a solid relationship with the Lord? Number 2, am I praying for my spouse? Number 3, am I being selfish in my actions? Number 4, are we spending quality time together? Number 5, am I willingly serving my spouse and putting them first, after God? Number 2 is especially important. As I was recounting to my husband the other day, when we pray for our spouse, it is very difficult to be upset with them, if we pray out of a heart of love and not pride, of course. When we humbly lift up our spouses in prayer, we are showing them the highest form of love possible. My dad also used to tell me, prayer doesn't change things, prayer changes you. We often think we need to pray for our spouse so that they will be changed, but often the Lord works through our prayer and actually changes our own hearts and attitudes towards that person or situation. This isn't to say that your spouse doesn't need to be changed in some way, but often we ourselves do need an attitude change towards them or the situation. So if we go into prayer with the heart that they only need to change, then we are blinding ourselves to our part we play and closing that door. We need to at least leave that door open in the possibility that it is our heart that needs reflection and change. This is why it's so important. If we aren't praying for them, it is so easy to be lifted up in pride and self-righteousness, and anger and hurt. As you can see, that's not a good basis for a healthy, happy marriage. So I challenge you right now, today, even if you are just dating, to prioritize those 5 things. For those who are struggling with anything that is truly out of their control, such as an abusive or toxic spouse, my heart goes out to you. Although you cannot change them, I still highly advocate for prayer for your spouse. God is over all. He has the ability to make your situation do a complete 180. I've seen it before. It's not a guarantee. We never know what God is working behind the scenes or what He has planned, but it is the best thing you can do for your spouse in a situation you can't control. And really, any other time too. Thanks for listening today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below or message me directly. Look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a great day.